Hey, what's going on? It's not Wednesday.
It's Friday, buddy. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh shit, son! Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's
So,
that crazy day, man.
speaking of, we're coming to you live, impromptu style, since it is Friday the 13th. But we're going to keep it short tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's unanticipated, and our two listeners might be upset, but that's okay. Let's just have some fun.
It'll be a surprise, right? They'll be like, hey, when did this pop up?
Right?
Something to look
Friday the
forward to.
13th, man. Friday the 13th. You know, that used to be such a big deal to me as a kid,
Really?
superstition wise. You know,
Why?
because it didn't come around often, and I liked reading. I love this time of year, man. I loved reading spooky stories more than watching TV or movies. I like to
Yeah.
read about it, and you're always reading this. Well, I was always reading the stuff with, you know, the black cats crossing your path and the superstitions, and then it's like double or triple the punishment on Friday the 13th or whatever. I don't know, but
Are you superstitious?
strangely, no. I mean,
Uh-huh.
no, not really.
Yeah. Does it intrigue you? Like superstitions, like walking under a ladder, breaking a mirror?
It intrigues me to the point of I can't believe people believe this stuff.
Yeah. And some people to a big degree. For me, there are times like, if I break a mirror, I'll be like, man, I hope that's not true.
Right.
Or I walk under a ladder, which I've done a bazillion times.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always think the same thing, but you never know.
I've done that. I can't even tell you how many times I've walked under a ladder. There's been
Right.
times I do it on purpose.
You just put one up and walk underneath it.
Yeah.
Like what was that? When kids do that, like running with scissors and shit like that. You like,
Right. Well, you know, that actually came from well, you know, some dumbass was running with scissors and fell on him and jacked himself up. You know, that came from some legit shit.
yeah, I'll bet that's happened a lot.
Guaranteed. Pencils, pens, you know, you name it.
Right. Yeah, probably everything, knives and yeah. Huh.
Don't mind me. I'm sharifying the show right now.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking. So we got to talking about this today. Actually, we just talked about it and said, why don't we do something? We were thinking about maybe just doing a bonfire deal and having the cameras up. And we just do that. But then we were like, well, we're short on time. We really don't know what the hell we're talking about. We're just going to kind of wing this. And we kind of probably just wanted to connect and get on TV or YouTube anyway. So it's Friday the 13th. We just mentioned we had our buddy on the other night, and he gave us a good insight into some horror. And I know that we brought up Friday the 13th at one point, and I said, well, we dropped the ball on this completely because we could have had something planned, but we didn't. But who cares? We'll do it now. So we were just going to do a real quick one where we talk about the movies, talk about what was your idea on that?
Well, I didn't really have it. I just wanted to keep it brief because we're definitely going to cover it again when Doc comes back. And speaking of Doc, man, that was fantastic. I had a blast with him coming on the show.
Yeah, and he's super knowledgeable when it comes to that. He actually makes it easy for everybody,
Right.
for me and you. And even though, he goes deep and in depth, and that's what he knows. He knows it real well too. So that was why, we wanted to have him. That's kind of his, he would be probably mad if I said this, but his, like, what do we say, aficionado, but he's like the expert, because he is pretty much, and he had so many collectibles and stuff. And we talked about the serial killer. That's just one small part of what he has. He has, I've seen him, and it's crazy. Like he's it's a passion. So that was
Well,
why he was great to have on, give us all that inside information.
I think by pure definition of the word, he is definitely an aficionado, for sure.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure. Like if you were gonna, you see those documentaries on horror movies, he could easily do a documentary. So I guess you'd call him an expert. He'd be an expert.
for sure, man. And that's not an insult. I don't want him to take it that way because that's definitely not how it's meant. He's just a wealth of freaking knowledge, man. I am really looking forward to the serial killer talk with him.
Yeah, and we covered a serial killer one, and we wanted to have him on for that, but for just varying reasons, we couldn't.
Right.
Um, we've since discussed it, and I think he'd be willing to come back on and give us. He kind of covered it a little bit the other night, but I think he'd be definitely willing to go in.
Well,
That's
hell,
an
he even said
interesting
so.
thing.
He
What's
even
that?
said so. He said
Right.
so on the podcast. So
Yeah, yeah,
we got
yeah.
you,
He
sucker.
loves to do this stuff, so
You're
it's
coming back,
yeah,
whether you want to
definitely
or
coming
not,
back. We may have him on Tuesday. We don't know yet. We haven't decided what we're gonna do, but
or
uh,
Wednesday.
or Wednesday. See, I'm out there. It's Friday the 13th, man.
It's it. It's the black cat in the mirror and the damn ladders you walked on. What are some other Friday the 13th superstitions?
I don't know any superstitions that are Friday the 13th, but I know that's a superstition, Friday the 13th, right? It's supposed to be bad luck, isn't it? And I'm probably completely blowing this, but wasn't there like if there's a full moon in Friday the 13th, it's even more sinister?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I mean, it's obviously 13 is an unlucky number, right? And I think if it fell, I'm sure there's some backstory to it. I don't know it. The only reason I even know about it at all is because of the movies. I think we talked about that where the girl got kidnapped or got to hitchhike the ride with the truck and then got her throat cut in the woods. And my dad said, "Go to bed." And I went to bed and I was just sitting there
Right.
staring yeah. So that was my first, that was when I was first introduced to Friday the 13th. And then,
So I pulled up a little something here, and it says, while the exact roots are murky, historians say there are several theories as to why fear of this specific date took hold in parts of Europe and North America. The number 13 has long been linked to ill fortune in mythology and religion. In Norse mythology, a dinner of 12 gods derails when Loki, the god of mischief, shows up uninvited. The number also represents betrayal at the biblical Last Supper that Jesus shares with his disciples, with Judas Iscariot joining as the 13th guest. Okay, so that goes back quite a while then. Oh,
yeah.
executions and sentencings were also sometimes carried out on Fridays in North America, making the day known as Hangman's Friday.
So that's how it's connected.
I guess so.
Right.
Yeah,
They
enough
put it
about
all
that.
together, and they made
I
a
don't-
movie out of it. And that
Yeah.
is how I classify Friday the 13th.
Well,
So how many of those Friday the 13ths were there, though? 10, 11? See,
I
if we
think
had
there
Doggy,
were
we'll right off.
2.
Friday
there
the
were-
13th?
Yeah,
No.
2 goddamn many.
Oh, here we go. No, there was, I think I want to say I know for sure that, well, I don't know for sure, but I'd say 10 if I had to. And I know they rebooted it. I seen that one, I think, once. I don't remember it being that great, but I think they were going to do another one. And I think that fell apart. And then they also did, remember the Freddy versus Jason? So
Oh yeah,
kind of the same.
I didn't watch any of those, man.
No,
Mm-mm.
dude, I heard, and we gotta maybe reach out to this guy. He does novelizations, and I heard him say just recently. So at the end of that one, the original plan was they were supposed to do a second one. So it was Freddy versus Jason, and then they were supposed to do. So at the end, they were fighting, and then they go to hell. They kill each other or something. So they go to hell, and then out walks Pinhead from Hellraiser, and he says, "What's the problem, boys?" And then they was supposed to kick into a second one, which would have been Freddy versus Jason and Pinhead or something like that. So we never got that, but I heard that guy talking about it, and I thought, man, that would have been cool, right? Because I was always
Man,
freaked out by Pinhead too.
oh yeah, Pinhead kind of freaked me out for sure.
It's creepy.
I watched a movie last night, as a matter of fact, called Feast. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
I think it was called Feast. It was on Netflix, and it's about these group of people that get trapped in this diner, bar, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And there's 4 creatures that are trying to get in and kill them all, essentially. It was really dumb. So
it wasn't good.
No, the plot was shit. It felt to me like, hey, I got all this money. I just want to throw a bunch of blood and gore up on the screen.
Yeah.
Screw a story.
Yeah. There's a lot of those, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I guess it's if that's what you want to see, but it doesn't go anywhere really. It's kind of like that we were talking about that Cannibal Holocaust, where that's pretty much all that movie is it's just a shock fest.
Yeah, Connie actually is a big horror fan movie. And
Really?
she even said it was stupid.
Yeah. We started John Carpenter's, since we were speaking about him the other day, he's got a special on Peacock right now. We just started the first episode a little bit ago before I got on. It's called John Carpenter's Suburban Nightmares, I think. It's like seasons, I think, episodes.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I'll let you know, man.
I'll have to check that out, because I think we got up off with a cheapskate couch and bought Peacock, or pay for whatever you want to call it. What are you drinking?
Get like the $4.99. I still have to watch commercials.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Tito's and that's like a drink mix.
Oh, hey, Bino. Bino's in the house.
Friday the 13th.
So yeah, Jay says this is a great subject, bro. I'm a Michael Myers fan himself. Well, Jay, I think maybe you should call into the show, buddy. As soon as I get this phone connected. Although we only have about 15 minutes left, we are doing a shorter version tonight of the podcast, kind of an impromptu. Hey, let's just talk about whatever.
Yeah. Now, how many Friday the 13th have you seen?
I've seen the first 3. Okay. And that was all because, I've seen the first one a long time ago. And then because you recommended that I watch the other 2, I did. And I'll leave it.
No, that's Halloween you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I said. You just heard me wrong.
Right. Yeah. No, I was talking about Friday the 13th. This time around.
I've seen at least 1.
Okay. Which one?
I don't even remember,
first one?
Man. I would have to say it'd be the first one, yeah. Again,
right.
With me not being my genre, so to speak, I don't feel like I got to rush out and watch every one that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd have to be something like somebody like you would recommend to me to watch.
Right. Yeah. I can barely remember them. I watched the first one years ago, and then I rewatched it recently, which is really not. It's good. I don't think it was supposed to be that good. It is good. The second one, I think, is when we first get the Jason introduced. And then the third one, man, I can't hardly remember that. But I think, dude, there were so many of them. I remember there was a Jason in Manhattan, and there was a Jason. We talked about that the other night, Jason in Space, which got destroyed. But I actually didn't mind that one a whole lot. I thought it was pretty entertaining. If you can just kind of dumb yourself down, and that's really what you're supposed to do anyway.
Right.
It gets to the point after like 7, I think, where they, it is what it is. Then there was a New Beginning. I think I can't remember. If it was maybe 4 or a New Beginning or the next chapter, but I can't remember. See, you can tell we just didn't even research this. We just put it together.
Right.
2 hours ago.
This was definitely a, hey, let's just jump on and talk shit.
Yeah, you know what? So it was that Jay brings up Michael Myers, and he's great. I think a lot of people would argue that Jason's is equal, and then of course we talked about Freddy Krueger the other night. There's Leatherface. I think those are the big Pinhead from Hellraiser. Maybe what's it? Scream? Is it Scream Face from Scream? Whatever the hell that is, but
Maybe
that's just a killer.
Ghostface.
Yeah.
That's Ghostface.
So
Yeah.
Ghostface, we'll throw him out. We'll just leave it at that four. Who is your favorite? Who's the creep? So who's your favorite and who would scare you the most? Just who would be your favorite one, and then who out of those who would scare you the most?
Freddy, for sure.
He's your favorite, and he would scare you the most.
He's my favorite because he scared me the most.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was about that dude that just made me get the heebie-jeebie vibe. Probably because he was a pedophile, and I don't know. It was just a good story, that and just being completely out of control in your dreams until you learn how to lucid dream if you could. That's the worst.
Yeah, it took me. I remember I would always get, you're just dreaming. So then, remember in that show, I think they talked about that. Like, you got to come out of that dream. And I was like, man, I'm an expert at this because I would have freaking dreams all the time. Like, just freak me out. I'd wake up and have to go sleep in my parents' room, and 50% of the time I get turned away. If I was lucky, I'd get to lay on their floor.
Jay brings up a good point. He says he doesn't think Michael Myers crossed over into any of the other ones like Freddy, Jason.
Yeah, for sure.
Jay, we got about 9 minutes or 10 minutes left, and why don't you call in real quick, just for shits and giggles?
And I think if you think about that, that's a good point, because I don't know if you could have that would have taken the seriousness away. Because I think a lot of people, that's what makes Michael Myers more endearing to them, is the fact that they didn't really kind of ham it up, with putting him on, putting him in. I can't even imagine Freddy versus Jason versus Michael. It's just, because Michael's more of a legit evil kind of serial killer, right? Or no?
Well, yeah. I again would defer to your expertise on that, just because I don't have such the knowledge that you do on it. But that's kind of my opinion. It's what I took from it anyway.
Yeah, the guy that always bothered me the most was Pinhead, because they'd play that freaking music. Remember, she'd open that box that Doc's got one of those boxes. He's got like a prop replica.
Not surprised.
I can't think of the name of it. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it right. It actually opens the gates to hell too. So
good.
I can't think of the name of it.
So what you're saying is he is married then?
Yes, he's married. He's definitely married. But that always creeped me out because
What's up, Bino? Good. Hang on. Let me get you get kicked off of the Roadcaster for some reason. But can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear him, Ryan?
Yep.
Perfect. What's up,
hey,
dude?
Ryan, it's good to talk to you, buddy. I've been watching you guys. I'm the one.
Our only listener.
Well, we're glad to have you, man. Thanks for being the one.
Yeah, brother. You for sure. Yeah, this is a good one, man. Michael Myers is way more scary because it's almost believable.
Right.
I mean, except for the inability to kill him, but it seems like they finally got him. But I don't know if they're going to find a way to resurrect him or not.
Well, if they want that money, they probably will. And let's
money will resurrect him.
Let's face it, there's no originality in Hollywood anymore, so they'll probably will.
Well, let me tell you, the last two or three Halloweens were basically remakes or offshoots following the first one, and so they're pretty gnarly. I actually kind of like them. I didn't the 3, 4, 5, 6 all that garbage was kind of weird, but they just got back to it's just him just slicing everybody.
Nice.
Right. Yeah, I haven't. Some people go back and watch those the older ones, the 4, 5, and 6, and I think they've grown a little bit bigger fan base than when we were watching them back. When they were just out in the theater. But you're right that the newer ones do take it back to that, and it's a good thing. I didn't really like the way the last one finished. I thought it kind of got a little bit crazy, but all in all,
I mean, shredded him.
Yeah, and then just the way it kind of played out, where wasn't he possessing the kid, The
Well,
kid
I
that was
think
babysitting at the beginning.
they have to leave it out in case somebody wants to buy the rights to the franchise. So they have to leave it out. And so if they do it again, Michael Myers will be that, be that kid that was kind of being, Charlie Manson possessed by him.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely think they would do it again because it's just such a big name. And obviously, we're fans, you're a fan. Uh he's always gonna be around and
I
they're not
mean,
gonna turn away
he's
money.
got,
I just hope they do it right if they do it again.
yeah, he's, and the ones that did this last one were, it's the crew from Eastbound and Down, Danny McBride and David Allen Green. I think that's his name. He's a three-name dude, so you got to be sketchy about him.
Right.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jay, Wednesday you should tune into the show for sure because we're going to be talking more about this. And Ryan's buddy Doc is coming on, and he's a serial killer aficionado. I mean, this dude collects memorabilia. He's got like sick knowledge base, man.
He's a what? He's a what?
Serial killer.
Aficionado?
Yeah, serial killer.
He's an actual
Oh,
serial
that's very
killer.
cool.
Yeah, so
Very cool.
We're the only one that knows that.
well, right now. Well, actually, all
Right
of us,
now,
because
right.
our only
They all know
listener is on the phone with us. So
And nobody's seen his face. That's why, by the way, why he won't come on camera
that
because he doesn't want to be identified.
got it.
Yeah.
I figured it had something to do with his previous employment as well.
Yeah.
Oh, is he
it may.
a fancy pants type?
No, more along the lines of what we used to do, or
I got you.
you're still doing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I got 2 more years, and then they're gonna stop paying me, so I'm gonna stop showing up.
There you go. And then they're really going to pay you.
Yeah, if I can get my football done, that's what I need to start doing that now. I'm a little less than 2 years out, so time to get all that stuff going.
Yeah, you're already behind the power curve, man.
Nah, that's all right. I'll get it done. I work actually in a clinic, so I don't have a good excuse.
True. Very true. Well, hey, Jay, we appreciate you calling, man. I hope you join us on Wednesday because it's going to be a fun show. We're going to wrap it up and get out of here because I've got another podcast coming up in about an hour.
Yeah, for sure.
But thanks for calling, man. And always,
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for calling in.
always great
Yeah,
talking
man.
with you.
Thanks for having me. I love what you guys are doing right now. The flat Earth guy was back again. Surprisingly, you guys didn't talk about flat Earth very much.
No, and that was kind of the goal, actually.
That's cool.
We wanted to get him on and pick his brain on other things, but
Yeah, because he's super intelligent, so you can. He has that vast knowledge that it's just kind of fun to listen to sometimes. And
Yeah, you can tell.
He can
you
talk,
tell he's
too.
one of those guys that just thinks of stuff for fun.
right.
yeah,
Wicked smart for sure. But
Right.
all right, brother.
Okay. Y'all
Hey.
take it easy.
Well, hope to see you Wednesday, my friend.
Thank-
You
Peace
bet.
out.
Bye.
That's cool, man. Jay and I go way back, man.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I'm so proud of that dude. Hopefully he's not listening right now. Hopefully he just clicked off. But yeah, he's the high enlisted rank you could get in the Navy, in the military, and just I'm just super proud of him, man. He's done a lot of great things in the military for a lot of people. So all right, no more talking about it because his head's big enough as it is. But
Well, hey man, he took the time to call in, so that's cool.
yeah, and then Chainsaw Reacts made a comment in the room for us. Keep up the great work. Just discovered you guys, so we appreciate
Thank you,
that.
sir.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Again, we're doing a short one tonight, but we will be back. Wednesday night is our night that we're are live on every Wednesday night, and this Wednesday is going to be fun. We're having a guest on. We're going to talk about serial killers. We're going to talk more Halloween stuff, and just have a good time. So, any parting words, sir?
Yeah, I better take back the thank you, sir, because I don't know it's a sir. So my wife would have just kicked me in the ass for that. So thank you
Well.
is what I'll say instead.
He's got a.
No, not that, man. Good luck on your Friday the 13th, and your superstitions, and
Right. I'm gonna go upstairs and kick the dog or fuck the dog and kick the wife, and then maybe break a couple mirrors and walk under a ladder or two.
It's not very nice.
You know, they've been accused of being nice, but anyway, hey, we will catch everybody on Wednesday. Ryan, thanks again, dude. It's always fun.
Thanks, buddy.
And go drink some more.
I'm gonna have Friday the 13th.
Fucking A. All right.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
We'll see y'all next week.